Welcome to our subject, Industrial Motor Control. Today, I'm going to give you the different connections of magnetic starter. This is under the full voltage magnetic starter because as what I have told you in the previous videos, that there are so many connections in magnetic starter and it depends on the application. But before we will go on, I would like to view again the different types of the different parts of motor controls. Well, one of the videos I already explained some of these parts, even the function, the application, the uses, but I will still view it again because I add more control parts. Okay, so stay put while I'm going to view all these parts and just a little explanation. Okay. So we have here the time delay relay, commonly known as timer. Now remember, there are two types of time delay relay. That is the off delay and the on delay. We will come to that. No, that is one topic. I'm going to discuss with you all the type of timers that are available in our laboratory, and then I will tell you also how to connect it, how to install it, then what is really the function of time delay relay. Then we have also here different types of magnetic contactors, different brand, but again, though it is different brand, but they are the same principle of operation. It only differs in their construction. Now, there are made in Japan. Then there are also contactors that are locally made. There are plenty of brands of magnetic contactors. So it depends of the user what brand you wanted to use. Then we have also here the control relay. No, sometimes it is called latching relay. Now, usually this relay is used in single phase circuit, because magnetic contactors are usually also used in three-phase. Then I'm going again to explain to you the purpose, the function of the control relay. And then we have also another one here. We have there the circuit breaker, the only one. Now we have the circuit breaker. And then next to that, we have the overload relay. So overload relay is also very useful or needed in the magnetic starter because this is the one that's responsible in preventing any damage of your motor when there is an overload occur, no? While the motor is in operation. And then we have also here the different indicating lamps. Now this indicating lamp is a transformerized, meaning to say there's a transformer. Then this is rated 220, but the bulb is only 6.3 because this is what we call transformerized. So therefore, there is primary winding and secondary winding. And then the voltage of the lamp is only 6.3 volt, but the input is 220. Okay. Then beside the indicating lamps, we have also here the limit switch. So limit switch usually used in conveyor. This is a device that will only actuate or work when there is mechanical motion. Okay, that is very useful. And then we have also here the different type of push button. We have here the flash type. This one, flash type. So if you will use this one, then you have to place that in a box like that. So this is a flash type. Okay, and then this type of button is surface type. We have the surface type. Then we have here the emergency button. You have this one. Then you have also here a micro switch, but sometimes this is served also as as a limit switch. Then we have also here the push button used for up and down, no? Up and down, you have here this one. Then you have also a different, this one is a selector switch. You have this one, you have a selector switch. And then you have also terminal block here, no? You have terminal block. This is usually used particularly if you install magnetic controllers in a control box. Okay. Then another one, we have the voltage adjuster. So this is used for to determine the voltage for every phase in a three-phase source. So I will also discuss this. No? Okay. So of course, if you are an installer, if you are a motor control tender, then you need to have your tester. So do not attempt to connect without this. Okay, this is a VOM tester. So this can be used for voltmeter, used for ohmmeter or millimeter. But usually we use this time as our continuity tester. So we will adjust this to ohmmeter. Okay. So, and then another one which is also very important, if possible, you should have a basic tools. Okay? We have here a basic tool. This one is our wire stripper. Okay? We have here a wire stripper. How will you use this? How will you use this? Of course, you will use like this. There is a cutter. No, there is a cutter like that, and then when you remove the insulator, you will simply use that one. Okay, very easy. So we have also another there is also a cutter here. No, cutter, very easy for you to cut wires, and at the same time this will also serve as your wire stripper. You can use that one. See, that is wire stripper. And then sometimes when you use this, there are also way on if you don't have wire stripper, you can also use two pliers. For instance, this one. So you have this, no? This is our electrician plier, or we call this diagonal cutting plier. Okay. So if you want to use this like that, then maybe you have a diagonal cutting plier, or you will have a long nose plier. You can use this one like that. So very easy, right? So that is very important. Then of course we have here the flat screwdriver, and then we have also the Phillips screw. Then you need to have a small tip and then bigger tip, because there are contactors that having a big screw. Oh? If you will use this one, so you will not use this kind of screwdriver, you will use this one. Oh? And then there are also magnetic contactors that are very big, like this. Oh, so of course, if you will using this one, or rather unscrew this, close this, then you will use a bigger screwdriver. Okay, so that are the different materials or parts of the motor. At the same time, the basic tools that you will be using. Okay, so let us now start our lesson for today. Now again, I will introduce to you the full voltage main starter. Then under the full voltage main starter, we have the magnetic across the line, or the direct online starter. I already discussed with you the direct online starter, but this time I'm going to introduce another type of control circuit, and this is still a direct online magnetic starter. Now this is our power circuit. Okay, in the single connection for magnetic starter, direct online, we are using this power circuit. But for the rest of the control circuit, no, we have different control circuits, but still we are using the same power circuit. Now remember, control circuit is a little bit complicated compared to power circuit. Okay? Because power circuit will only depend on the control circuit. Then you can make the different control circuit. It depends on the application and function of the magnetic starter. So we have here the power circuit for direct online magnetic starter. Now, in the previous lesson we have, I give you the control circuit, no? We have this one, like that. Then you have your push button stop. Then you have your push button start. Then you have your magnetic coil. Then you have your maintaining contact or latching contact. Then this is called the holding circuit. Why it is called holding circuit? Because when you press the button on or start button, of course this will contact here. But when you release your finger, it will go back to its normal position because of the string tension. Then, who will maintain the flow of current? So it is now the maintaining contact or the latching contact. And this is an auxiliary contact normally open that can be found in your magnetic contactor. And then usually, the terminal mode here is 13 and 14. Okay? 13 and 14. That is our terminal number. So this is 13 and 14. So you have your overload contact here. Line 1, this is your off button or stop button. And then you have your on button or start button. Then you have your line 2 and you have your line 1. Now remember, the control circuit is always single phase. Okay, you will connect this after the circuit breaker of your power circuit. You will, if that is 3-phase, then you connect that line 1 to line 2. This one, this portion here. So this is the control circuit of direct online magnetic starter. I discussed that already. But then I even give you the indicating lamps. No? Try to study that one. And then this is only good for one station. No? You can on, you can off. But this morning, I will be giving you the 2 stations. We will use the same power circuit, but this time we will be using 2 push buttons, 2 stop button and 2 start button. Meaning to say, you have station 1 and you have station 2. So for instance, this is your single line diagram. You have your circuit breaker here, you have your magnetic starter here, and then you have your motor. So you have 1 push button here, and then maybe in the other side, you have also another push button. Okay? So there are 2 start button and then 2 stop button. So this will be station 1 and this is also station 2. So you have here the circuit breaker, you have the magnetic starter, then you have your motor, then you have 2 stations. So I'm going to give you the connections. Okay? Now, when you are having these controls, you always remember this. If you will connect multiple connections using push buttons, always remember that the stop button, no, the stop button which is normally closed, are always connected in series. Okay? So you have a push button stop 1, push button stop 2, then they are connected in series. So if you will look at the diagram, or rather this one, no, the 2 push buttons are connected in series, and it is normally closed. So all normally closed will be connected in series. While the start button, no, you have your start button here, like that. Okay, and then you have 2 push button here, excuse me, like that. Then you connect this parallel. So start button 1, start button 2. Then of course you have your overload contact here. Don't forget the overload contact because that is very important. Then you have your magnetic coil. Okay? This time, though it is two station, but you will still have one maintaining contact like that. Okay? So that is one maintaining contact. So this is your line 2, this is your line 1. So this is your stop 1, this is your stop 2, and this is your start 1. Okay? And you have also here the start 2. That is it. So if you will have the magnetic contactors or the parts, so what you will do, you will only have this. Look at this. I will. So for 2 stations, you have one magnetic contactor, and then you have also one overload relay. No? And then you have 2 push buttons here. You have the on button, start, stop, or on and off button. You have also on and off button. So if you will install this, maybe let us see, this is installed near the controls like that, and maybe the other one is being installed or mounted in the other part of the room, no? Like that. So you can on here, you can on here, you can stop here. Or you can on here, you can stop here. Or you can on here, you can stop here. You can on here, you can stop here. So that is magnetic across the line or direct online magnetic starter controlled in 2 stations. Now, in my illustration, I told you that if that is normally closed, you connect that in series. Then if that is normally open or on button, you connect that in parallel, no? Like that. So you have a stop button, then you have also a start button. You will use only one holding circuit or maintaining contact. Okay? Then you have also an overload contact. Okay? It's still working. So that is it. So then you will connect this. You will place this in a box, no? Like this. Like this. You connect that in a box, like this. There's a cover. Then you have here the knockout holes. So you will have the wire going there for your push button 1, and the other wire for the push button 2. Okay? So that is our 2 stations. Well, I'm going to, if you will not be using this type of push button, you can also use this push button. So you have 2 stop button, and then you have also 2 start button. Okay? But this is flash type. You have to place this in a box. So these are only the material that you will be using. Then of course, you have the load. Maybe an electric motor, or any load that you need to control in 2 stations. Okay, so that is what we call the magnetic starter controlled in 2 locations. Then you will use 2 push buttons. Now, I hope you understand. Again, there is also another type of connections. We have here, I will again introduce another one. This time, I will be introducing to you a control circuit, no, used in other application. So we have what we call magnetic across the line or direct online magnetic starter in jug operation. Okay, so let us see what is jug. Like that. What is jug? Sometimes it is called inch. No, inch. Jug meaning if you want to run the motor for a short period of time, instead of using the start button, you will use jog button. Now remember, when you press the start button, there is a holding circuit. So when you release your finger, the motor still runs. And that is because of the maintaining contact. Because you want to run the motor normally. But if you want to run the motor for a short period of time, maybe you are tested if the alignment or the, shall we say, the distance. So what you will do is you need to have the jog. Usually jog button usually installed in like what's that? In lathe machine, in machine shop. Diba? So if they have a center piece that they are putting in a lathe machine, if they want to find out if that is already aligned, instead of pressing the start button, they will press the jog button first. So if that is already aligned, then that's the time that they will press the start button to start the operation. Okay? Now, this time, in a push button, you will use now 3 push button. Okay? So, let us see, you have your start here, you have your jog here, and then you have the stop button. Here is your start, no, and then you have the jog, and then you have the stop. So start, then you want to run the motor for a short period of time, you jog, and then stop if you want to stop the motor to cease to operate. So these are the push button. Okay? Now, the power circuit that we will be using, the same power circuit. Now, how would you connect this? By the way, in start button, we use only one contact that is normally open. And for the stop button, we are using also one contact and that is normally closed. But this time, the jog button is a brake button, meaning double contact. There is normally closed and there is normally open. Okay? So if you want to see the contact, no, for jog, you will be using this one. This is now the double contact. Normally closed and normally open, and this is only one push button. Okay? Now, how would you connect this in the circuit? So like this. Still, this is under full voltage magnetic starter and direct online magnetic starter. So, you have your overload contact here coming from the overload relay, and then you have your push button stop like that. Then of course you have your jog button, then again that is double contact. Then since we learned that if that is normally closed, you connect that in series. Okay, then you have your start button, that, then you have your magnetic coil. So this is your stop button, this is your jog button, and this is your start or on button. Then this is your overload contact, you have your line 1, you have your line 2, that is connected parallel to your power circuit. Then don't ever forget your maintaining contact serve as the holding circuit. So this is now the control circuit of magnetic across the line or direct online magnetic starter jog operation. Okay, so that is it. Look at that. Make it clear. The same power circuit. Okay? Okay, so you have your maintaining contact, and then this is your jog. You are using brake, make, push button, or double contact. Then don't ever forget to please jump here. Now, let us say I press the button on. So the motor now is running and this is closed. Okay? Then I want to stop the motor. I will press the button here. Then the motor stops. Now, when I want to run the motor in jog, so I will press the jog button. So when I press the jog button, this will go down, this will close. Look at that. This will close directly. So the motor now is running. And then of course this will close, but it will not hold considering that this is open. Okay? The flow of current is no longer passing through here because it passed through below. They normally open. So when I press the jog button, the contact will go down, completing the path of current directly to your holding coil. So when I release my finger here, when still it is in the center of the between that normally closed and normally open, no current already passing through the magnetic coil. So what will happen? The magnetic coil is de-energized or open. Then the motor is stopped. Diba? So you have here. So the motor now is already totally off. Okay? Totally off. So again, I will press the button start, then that's the time that the motor will run normally. Okay? So that is for the jog operation. For our next lesson, for the next video, I will give you another type of connections. Still under the full voltage and still known as the magnetic across the line. So I hope you understand our topic today, no? And then hopefully you can connect that in actual. Then remember, I encourage you to come in our house if you want to connect, because we are not allowed to go to our school because of this pandemic. And then there was also a memorandum that we are not, the students are not allowed to go there. So as an instructor, it is really my desire for you to learn on how to connect. Because if you will not attempt to connect, then of course your learning is half-baked, no? Only half. You know only the diagram, the connections, but you never experience on how to do it in actual. Then, in doing the actual, you can understand more the principle of operation. Well, it is my initiative for you to come, or encourage you to come, but it is not compulsory. Again, it is not compulsory that you will come to our house for you to connect. But if you are so interested, then I am encouraging you to come. But of course, there is a condition. When you come, please have or bring a waiver from your parents. Okay? So that I will not be so responsible whatever happened to you during your actual. But if you are living in a far place, then you better stay at home. And then don't forget to bring your mask, face shield. And then of course, if possible, you should have your own tools. Kung pwede lang. So that is it, no? I am encouraging you to come, but that is not compulsory, and of course with a waiver from your parents. Thank you and good day.